Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Et merci d'être présents aujourd'hui, que ce soit ici à Genève ou en ligne, pour cette 12e réunion internationale des anciennes et des anciens élèves de cette institution. Mon nom est Karine Leu et je suis responsable des relations avec les anciens élèves. Pour cette journée qui est consacrée à nos alumni et à la reconnaissance de leur réussite, de leurs accomplissements, je vous propose l'agenda suivant. Voilà. Donc, l'Assemblée générale immédiatement. Tout à l'heure, on aura à 15h la table ronde dont je vous ai parlé tout à l'heure, on Humanitarianism in a Changing World, avec Patricia Dancy et Pierre Kreunbuhl, qui ont été également nos orateurs hier aux différentes cérémonies de graduation. Et ils ont donné vraiment des discours extrêmement intéressants, poignants, inspirants. Donc, je suis vraiment très touchée qu'ils aient accepté de participer à cette journée. Et puis, ils sont là également parce que leur portrait sera dévoilé tout à l'heure dans le hall de la Villa Barton. Patricia Dancy, qui est donc la directrice de la DDC, de la coopération au développement suisse, et Pierre Kreunbuhl, qui est le directeur général du CICR. Le débat sera modéré par Achim Venban, qui est aussi un alumnus et qui est le directeur des partenariats de l'Institut. Ensuite, à partir de 4h, nous aurons toute la partie Look Forward, Give Back, où en fait, étudiants, alumni, incoming students vont pouvoir partager leur vision du monde, de l'avenir et de ce qu'ils ont envie de faire plus tard. Donc, je vous propose de profiter de ce moment de 4 à 6. Et puis, ce soir, on se retrouvera à l'hôtel Président Wilson pour celles et ceux qui se sont inscrits. Voilà, merci beaucoup. Je passe maintenant la parole à la présidente de notre association, Madame Jasmine Denzaysen.
Merci beaucoup Karine. C'est un plaisir de vous retrouver tous une année après la dernière fois. Merci beaucoup d'être là et merci aussi à Karine d'avoir préparé ce programme vraiment impressionnant. I see the panel on humanitarianism in a changing world, and je me dis, this is so relevant in today's world. And I think we already said that last year, and even today it feels even more relevant than last year. I hope that next year it's not going to be even worse. But it shows really, it goes back to a bit the essence, right, of the Graduate Institute as a place where that favors dialogue, as a place that brings and shapes innovative ideas. So I'm very happy and honored to see that we will have this panel later on at 3, and particularly here also because this is the historic location of Parc and Villa Barton. So that's really going back to the foundation of the Graduate Institute. So we are here now for the General Assembly of the Alumni Association. We have a few people sitting here in the audience, probably a few also online, but globally we are a community of over 25,000 alumni. So that's a very powerful and important group, and our role here as the 8 members of the Alumni Committee is to nurture that community, is to help the Graduate Institute in achieving their strategic objectives. So that's our purpose here. And my name is Jasmine Danzais, and I have the honor, or have had the honor for the past 2 years to be the president of this Alumni Association, and this is the rest of the Alumni Committee, my dear fellow alumni. You will hear all of them in the course of the next 45 minutes. They will introduce our different activities that we have, and yeah, it's a vibrant group with lots of enthusiasm and engagement. I will have later on also a couple of let's say governance updates to bring, which I will come to. Before doing that, maybe just a very important point that I should not forget. Number 1 point on any agenda of the General Assembly is the approval of the procès-verbal de l'année passée. Vous l'avez sur vos chaises. Je vous invite de le revoir. C'est un projet pour l'instant. Si vous êtes d'accord avec ce projet de procès-verbal, je vous demande, s'il vous plaît, d'approuver le procès-verbal en levant la main. Je pense c'est bon. Vous êtes d'accord? Super. Parfait. Vous êtes aussi d'accord? Est-ce qu'il y a des questions, des commentaires à ajouter? OK. Very good. Je considère le procès-verbal approuvé. Oui? Oui, please. Encourage alumni. Yeah. I think that's probably a typo. Yes. Good. I'm very happy to hear that you are reading the procès-verbal. Very good point. There is nothing illiberal here. Thank you very much. Yes, please. I think we can remove the word. That was actually a test, right? To see whether someone's reading the procès-verbal. Thank you very much for your comments. If we go back, so otherwise, on any other question, comments, concerns? Very good. So we can consider it as approved then. Perhaps, Karin, if we can go briefly back to the overview. Yes, very good. I would also, before we go to a change, I would also like to say that you see 8 people here, but in fact we're 9. And the 9th person is called Karin. And Karin is, I personally, Karin has been, I've seen you here since I was a student, which is not that long ago. I'm not going to comment on that. But so you're really, you're our brain, you are our engine, you are our support. I wouldn't know how this group could work without you. So please let me also thank you for all your hard work. Very good. And I'm also very pleased that we have almost everyone of our committee present today, and I tell you we have people who travel from far to be here with us today, except for one person, and that's Marcus Torigno, and we can go to the next slide. And Marcus has been on the committee, we actually started together in 2021, and his term has come to an end. We have always a term of 4 years, and then we can go for another 4 years if the General Assembly approves. And Marcos has decided to step down from his role. He has lots of professional and private duties, and among others, he's right now expecting his 3rd child, who should be arriving any moment. So he has decided not to go for another 4-year term. So we will be replacing Marcos, and I will come to those governance aspects towards the end of the presentation. Yes, so I would like to use this opportunity to really thank Marcos for his commitment, dedication over the past 4 years. So thank you very much, Marcos. Yes, so you see here a slide with lots of activities that are happening in the Graduate Institute with the support of the alumni community, be it the Inspire Students events where alumni meet with students and inspire them for their future careers. There is the Alumni Month. With this year, we also had a Global Alumni Day. We will hear from Matthew a bit more about that. So lots of activities happening, lots of communication happening. And we have also our portal. We've been talking about it already last year. Maybe, can I ask with a show of hands, who's registered to the portal? Very good, because we had set, and I mentioned that already last time, very ambitious goals, which we achieved. I think this year we are also very strong with that. And you will hear in the next half an hour more about the different activities. I'm not going to walk you through all of them, but I would like to hand over now to Jacqueline, and she will do something that is a bit unusual in the General Assembly, but we thought because the portal is really our platform to engage, to exchange, we would also like to show you a bit how it looks like. But I'll hand over to Jacqueline for the next part. Thank you very much.
Merci Jasmine. And if we can ask the tech team to switch so we can directly see a live demonstration on my computer. So the way how it works to access the alumni portal, if you either go via your email, when you get an email from the Graduate Institute, or you go through the Google browser, alumni portal. It's not showing? Ah, now it should show. So then it's the first one here. And I am already logged in, but when you access it, you will be asked to log in. So with your Graduate Institute email and your password. So it's quite a long password and also with special signs. So you need to make sure you have a secure password, and then you can access it. And this is the home page, as you can see here. So the first what you will see is the upcoming events, the 12th alumni reunion, as we are all here, but then also chapter events that you can access. You can scroll down further and see all future events as well to really stay up to date. If you are not able to attend an event, you can also follow up on the latest news or previous events. And if you go further down, you see also the different chapters globally. And you can always click here then on the red box, and then it will open up all the other chapters and the various communities. So depending on which region or which country you live in, you can check if you have a chapter, how you can connect with the people. And then, for example, if I open up here the Helsinki chapter, here we now see the owner is Karin. So if you have a question for that chapter specifically, you can either reach out to her, but we also have oftentimes the direct contact person. Let me see, for example, if we see the Geneva chapter right here, or I can actually go into the search box. Geneva, here it is. So it's a Geneva chapter. And when it's updated, you will see the owner, but you will also see who are the committee members. So you can also reach out directly to them. And we see also here Stephen, who is also the founder of the Geneva chapter. We have also different colleagues. And so that really helps you to stay connected.
In brackets is the age of
So the year when they graduated is not always connected to the age, but yes, you can see, and if you have someone when you graduated at the same year, that's also a great opportunity to connect. So this is in regards to the chapters and the community, but we also have much more. So what's specifically also interesting, I think for a large group, is the open positions, the job platforms. And so when you open it here, you see all the available jobs. You can also filter here on the years of experience, the location. So it's, I would say, almost better than LinkedIn. So leverage it. And I hope this is helpful for everyone. And you can also go further. You can see here the events. Oh, now there's an error. And so it's really also around playing with the portal and understanding how it works and functions. But one side I would also like to share is in regards to the feed. So as you see on Facebook, you can see different news, different stories, what your friends or family members are doing. So we have a similar approach on the portal. So here is the feed where people, and you as well, can post on recent activities or awards or any engagements, and then you can like or comment or reshare, and you can either see your feed, what is being proposed to you, or you can also select to a specific area that you're interested in. You can follow different feeds, and you can also share and update yourself. So for example, today when you took great pictures, or you just want to post something, you can update directly here on the feed. And I also encourage you to like and share. Then also the Support Us, the scholarships. Here you can also click on it, get more information. We will hear more about the Alumni Scholarship also later today. But to not take too much time, as you can see, it's a very interactive platform, a lot that you can do here. So really use it also to your own advantage and also share any activities that you're doing. So thank you. Good. And I hand over to you, or yeah, to you, Jasmine.
Do you want to say so? Yeah, very good. So yeah, maybe I can add a couple of facts and figures to that. So I think the first year we had as a goal 2,000, right, registrations on the portal, and we immediately had 3,000.
Well, the idea was to have 10%. Thank you. The idea was to have 10% of the global community, which was, yes, 2,500. So it was reached like in 6 months instead of a year. And this year we have this number, which is far off bad.
Yeah, very good. So for this year it was 3,000, which we already achieved last year, and now we're over 4,500. So that's, thank you very much for also showing all these, how it works actually, because we see it's actually working. So if you are, I mean, also if you're on a business trip, right, you go, I don't know, we saw before Helsinki, you go to Helsinki, look also what kind of activities are happening. Meet your fellow alumni. That's really something that we want to encourage. We can go to the next slide. Exactly. So on this slide, you see, all these activities that also mainly are done by Karin, I have to say, and herself and her team, right? Who are they here?
So there is Malak over there.
Very good. Please stand up, Malak. Very good. So we see very active on the website, on social media, in terms of publications. These are also platforms where Karin very kindly also, publishes stories about all of you. It's also interesting for you from a professional and personal point of view. So thanks a lot for all these activities that you do in terms of communication. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Maybe also to add to that, when you have something to share from the Graduate Institute, it's always important to also tag the Graduate Institute so that we really see the engagement and people can reshare. So because that helps with engagement and the reach so that people see it. So never forget to tag on Instagram or LinkedIn.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. That's in terms of the portal and communication. And with that, I'd like to hand over to Matthew.
Thank you, Jasmine. Hello. And just to add to what my colleagues have said in terms of the portal, the reason it's so important is because without you being on the portal, we can't communicate with you. We can't share invitations, share opportunities. That's the main challenge. And I'll get to that in a second. So please sign up so that we can easily, of course, we can communicate with you through newsletters and so forth, but not through targeted specific events in a specific city for a specific event. That's the challenge. Thank you for joining. I've had the honor of working with others to help grow the Geneva chapter, which is kind of special because, of course, it's the home of the Graduate Institute. So for a long time, we didn't have a chapter here, because the assumption was we didn't need one because the Institute was already here. But then I think over time we realized that assumption didn't make sense because it was great to have a mechanism to connect on a yearly, throughout the year with all of you, not just one point in time, as in today, for the alumni reunion. And so we launched it. And before doing so, we held an event where we brought together, we invited all Geneva-based alumni that we could, this is a couple years ago, to share with us what they thought would be most useful from the Alumni Committee in Geneva, the Geneva chapter. And overall, the conclusion was there were two tracks that could be really useful. A professional track, networking and so forth, and a social track. And so we've tried to follow that. It sounds so simple and obvious, but we really wanted to make sure we were listening and we were organizing ourselves accordingly. So thanks to the great work of the committee, this past year, these are the events that we did following both of those tracks. And I would say our approach has been for different committee members to take ownership of a discrete event, which is working fairly well. So we had an event on Lunch and Learn at UNHCR, organized by one of our committee members working at UNHCR, but that who brought together other alumni at UNHCR for a panel to discuss what had been their experience working in that organization. Then we did something similar with a committee member working at the ITU, who organized a visit of the ITU, a presentation of what the ITU did, and which was quite fun, with a visit all the way to the top and a view and a coffee following a substantive discussion of the ITU's work in the world. And then we did for the World Alumni Day, which I want to recognize the insights, the suggestion of Mr. Jacques Morillon here today, who last year in this very room suggested that we consider doing something on the same day as the International Day of Living Together in Peace, the UN recognized day, which is on the 16th of May. And he said, since the Institute's mission is very oriented around peace, and since this day is celebrated for living together in peace, why don't we do something on that day? And we thought that was a great idea. And so we organized the World Alumni Day on that day. In Geneva, we organized an event on the role of peace and art, how art can contribute to peace, and had several artists who were working on that topic in a roundtable share their thoughts, whether through music, whether through plastic arts, whether through visual arts. But other chapters around the world were also invited to do something for World Alumni Day on that day of the International Day of Living Together in Peace. So thank you very much, Mr. Morillon. Et en fait, on vous invite tous à nous guider pour nous donner des idées comme celle de M. Morillon, en fait, parce que nous l'avons écoutée, nous l'avons prise, nous l'avons mise en action. Alors j'espère que c'est un exemple de comment on veut vous écouter et on veut suivre vos conseils. And then we did our second Fête de la Musique outing. I think this is fun. This is more on the social side. We go around to different music stops, and it's nice because we're starting a tradition, second Fête de la Musique. And then we did a sunset network on the Terrasse de la Paix. And here I want to recognize in the audience Julien Wallet-Rouget, if he can put up his hand. He is one of the dynamos of our Geneva chapter. And it's thanks to him that a lot of great organizing is and will take place. And he was the mastermind behind the Sunset Network with music and on the Terrasse de la Paix as the rays of sun of Geneva, evening came down, the music was coming up, and we were in the Terrasse de la Paix with a beautiful setting. So thank you, Julien, for that moment. Looking forward, we are planning a dîner dans le noir. Julien is planning that one. Which would be where we are served by blind people who can show that the opportunities for these kinds of activities, even though they're visually impaired. We will do a fête de Noël à Genève, a tour of where they go out and they have all the food and drink, and it'll be fun. And we're planning an entrepreneurship and alumni visit in Nyon, where we're going to visit one alumni who started his own company, a brewery, and then do a couple other stops there. It's still in the sort of strategic planning stage, and more sunset networks. So this is an invitation for all of you to join us if you're in Geneva. We really look forward to being a very active committee, and we're currently at 1,777 members. So we know this is only a small number of people in Geneva, but these are the only ones that we can really talk to very easily. But if you join the alumni portal, and if you click join the Geneva chapter or any other chapter that you wish to join, you can join many chapters, then we'll be able to invite you to things. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Amazing. Maybe one thing to add, traditionally, the Graduate Institute was working in chapters. Now with the portal, right, it goes beyond chapters. There's also interest groups. So if you have a particular topic you're interested in, you will find a community that finds itself also around these topics. So it can be a topic, it can be a location, it can be also an employee network, right? We have that also for certain organizations, larger organizations that have lots of alumni, and they meet up also through the portal. So don't look at it just from a geographic point of view, but also from a thematic point of view. And the Geneva chapter is a beautiful example of how well you do that. Thank you very much, Matthew, and Julien also for your dedication and commitment. I'm handing over to Jessica.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be with you. You know who I am from there, but just say it again. My name is Jessica Byron. I was at the Institute in the 1980s, did my PhD here, and it's always a great pleasure to come back and to see friendly faces, renew old acquaintances, and to continue to work on the Alumni Committee. We are a small group, few people from the Caribbean. I'm not certain that we have any current students now, but up to about 2 years ago, there were 2 master's students who were here studying. I have a few words to say about the Alumni Scholarship. Most of you know that your contributions to the gala dinner that we do every year is really to fund an alumni scholarship. And we have been doing this for many years with great success, and it is really due to your generosity in contributing and participating in this dinner. So last year, the student who was awarded the Alumni Scholarship for 2024-2025 is Sif Heide Otterson, who is a researcher. She had been basically conducting research on conflict and political dynamics in the Horn of Africa. And I think she's now doing a PhD at the Institute. And she's taking time off from all her practitioner work to now she has the opportunity to reflect on all those years and to put it into what we hope will be an excellent thesis at the end of her studies. So we wish Sif all the best in her research, and we hope that she can continue to contribute to conflict management and conflict resolution, something that is one of the most needed activities at the moment in this world. And in addition to that scholarship holder, we are about to award another scholarship this year, and I believe that the recipient is a young lady from India who will be this year's very deserving recipient of the Alumni Scholarship. That's all from me. The recipient, I know that her first name is Pragati. Not sure of the surname. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Every year, faculty, one of the 7 schools chooses 2 best PhD prizes. And the 2 of the last year was one for Jimena Osorio Garate. Her work was anti-natalist violence, forced sterilizations, political violence, and coloniality in Peru. She defended it in 2024 under the supervision of Elizabeth Pro. Her thesis focused on the forced and coerced sterilizations of hundreds of thousands of women, mostly Quechua-speaking, indigenous and peasant women in her home country, Peru, during the government of dictator Fujimori. Next is Thomas Gmuir. He has worked on dysfunctional democracy towards an ergotherapy of the political, defended also in 2024 under the supervision of Anala Linder and Jonathan Luke Austin. And he has created a register of dysfunctional democracy that haunts contemporary political theory and commentary. Echoing around the globe in diagnosis of elegies, it goes beyond the mere observation of temporary backsliding or shortcoming. He seeks to account for and respond to this curious formulation manifesting in diverse political and analytical settings. This thesis explores the political passage between ergonomics and inoperativeness. Next.
Good afternoon, everyone. We take great pride in our alumni community, and not only the community itself, also our outstanding alumni. And since 2013, and our dear Karine has been bringing together all the alumni, and I think more than our portal, I think you have been the brain of the Institute since the beginning. So I think you probably have more information and data on everyone than probably the portal itself. And since 2013, we've been gathering like this, and since 2016, we have been awarding outstanding alumni. And this afternoon, you'll be hearing 2 of them, and at the gala dinner, I believe, we'll be awarding the other 2. And here are the 4 outstanding alumni for this year's outstanding awards. The first one, I heard she was ill today, unfortunately, but she won't be able to join the dinner, but her achievements stand. Mo Bleeker, class of 1991. She's the special advisor to the UN Secretary General on the responsibility to protect. The next alumni is Patricia Danzi, class of 2001. She's also a former ICRC field officer, and today she's the Director General at Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation. And the next alumni is Pierre Krähenbühl, class of 1991, Director General of the ICRC. And Patricia and Pierre, you'll be hearing later today, and it's a very crucial topic we'll be talking about at the panel. The last person we'll be awarding for today is Jean-Daniel Roux, class of 1986, president of the Geneva Center for Neutrality. And it's really a pleasure for us as the committee, but also together with the Institute, to award outstanding alumni, and also to celebrate and honor alumni's contribution to international peace, diplomacy, and international cooperation. So it's really an amazing opportunity for us to gather everyone. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we have passed another year. That means we are 1 year closer to the 100 years anniversary of the Institute. And I think being myself, who used to be president of Beijing chapter, we really feel actually like maintaining a network of alumni and maintaining the level of activity or the level of engagement is always something that is difficult, especially after COVID. We have been talking to many people in different chapters, and the overwhelming feedback was after COVID, a lot of things changed. And as the committee, I think we are a small group of people, we are all volunteers, but we try to be someone that, we try to be a group that is able to inject some level of energy, if possible, through different ways. So in terms of priority for the coming year, the first one will be expand and diversify events and activities to strengthen engagement and the participation in the Geneva chapter, which is one of the largest by far chapters around the world. But also I think it can be a role model, and also it can be a flagship that can show a good example for many chapters around the world. And also I think it will be very necessary and helpful for the committee to continue exchanges with regional chapters. All chapters have moments of up and downs. And the thing is to make everyone feel we are all connected in one network and we are not alone. We have our members leaving, but eventually they will go to another group. So nobody is leaving from the net. The second priority, thanks to Jacqueline's presentation, you have seen how powerful our alumni portal is. Especially, there's new modules being added up. For example, this module on job openings. And I think since now we have a sizable membership that are on the network, the next step will be to really utilize the platform. We all know the Institute have invested greatly on this platform. And we, as a committee, we strive to see in what way this portal can be a useful platform for community engagement, and also to use the portal, but also through our individual engagement to channel alumni voices to the Institute. So we are like a bridge that can still continue the exchange of ideas and feedbacks from the alumni community with the Institute. Last not least is to encourage alumni to contribute and support the Institute in line with its strategy, especially the 100-year anniversary. Here we are not only talking about financial contribution, although it's super important. It allows many young, talented scholars with great potential to study international affairs, development studies, and other aspects. But also, your contribution in terms of sharing experience, sharing ideas, giving inspiring stories, and any other form can be very, very useful for the whole network. Thank you very much. That's our priority for the next year.
Thank you very much. Before we go to the questions, I would also like to come back to the governance updates that I would like to ask also for your approval. And I mentioned before that we have Marcus Torino who left us. So we went back to the drawing board to look at a viable candidate to join our committee. So as per the statutes of the association, elements like geographic diversity, gender diversity. So we have these kind of considerations that we want to take into account. And with Marcos, based in Brazil, leaving, it was important for us to have a person from Latin America. From a gender point of view, we were looking for a male. And we wanted to have a private sector background. These were a bit our criteria. So we looked through, we looked for a candidate, and very, very, very quickly, our strong preference was for one person. And that's, and I'm honored that this person is also with us today. That's Alonso Perez Cacabatze, please. Join us. You want to come up? So Alonso kindly agreed to join us. Alonso brings a wealth of experience as a strategic advisor in emerging markets. I think you've also even been, I'm highly impressed, a vice minister of economy of your home country, Ecuador. You helped the country through a difficult crisis. You are an entrepreneur. You are a policy maker, and you're a strategist. So you really bring all this wealth together, and we're deeply honored to have you in the committee going forward. So thank you very much for agreeing to this appointment. And I would like to ask the General Assembly to approve this appointment as well.
So thank you very much for this nomination and for the appointment. I introduce myself. I'm coming from Ecuador. I lived 8 years here in Geneva. Got my license in economics from the University of Geneva, and then I quickly moved here to the Institute, which really shaped my future after I studied with Charles Wiplosz and Hans Gemberg, specialized on financial crisis. So when I went back to Ecuador, a big financial crisis was actually affecting Ecuador. We invented the corralito, the deposit freeze, even before Argentina. And we had a terrible, terrible lineup of events that brought the country to absolute bankruptcy in 1999. I became Vice Minister of the Economy thanks to the suggestion of Charles Wiplosz. I don't know how the minister at that point contacted Charles, but he needed someone with some academic knowledge that could advise on that situation. We adopted the dollar. The dollarization is the currency regime, the monetary regime in Ecuador, which is was a successful endeavor. And after that, those 3 years as vice minister, I went back to academia for a while. Went to London School of Economics, where I got my PhD, and I've been working in the private sector for the past 18 years dedicated to emerging markets and financial crisis. So very happy to be here to advise in any way I can and to contribute to the committee. So thank you for that.
Wonderful. Super. Very good. I'm mindful of time also. Karin probably already thinks the panel is starting in 10 minutes, right? Yeah, okay, very good. So we also have a few additional changes, and one of them is I will be stepping down as a president after 2 years, and I have the honor of handing over my role as the president to my current vice president, which is Ting. And yeah, thank you very much, Ting. We've been working together for the past 3 years on co-vice presidents first and presidents. And I've always very much appreciated your dedication, your kind of, you keep always calm in stressful times. You see the big picture. And your comments are always spot on. So I really appreciated working with you. It was always good to have you as a companion. And I'm happy that you're taking this over. And I think this is also really a worthy kind of last year of yours that you were in this committee. Afterwards, your 2 years come to an end. You have always come to these gatherings, except for... you missed the plane. Exactly. Traffic jam in China at that time. In Nigeria, okay. Nigeria traffic jam, which prevented you from coming. However, this year you come straight from Cameroon. And I know that the circumstances in which you work as an ICRC delegate are not easy. And last year you came from Afghanistan. So really, thank you so much for always making this a priority here. So, yeah. Thank you. And given Ting is only going to be in this role for 1 year, we thought we would have the vice presidency as a co-vice presidency. And for that, we have Shuba and Mahmoud, who we would like to propose for that role. Shuba, you're the CEO of a very important foundation in Switzerland, the Rosus Foundation. You're also a member of the ICRC Assembly. And Mahmoud, I think you don't need an introduction, right? You're part of the furniture like Karin at the Graduate Institute. Last night I heard that you have been the first Karin, so to say. You kind of were the first employee of the career service of the Graduate Institute. So you pioneered this role in the in the early 80s when you did your PhD here. So thank you for your continued commitment and dedication. I'm very happy to have the two of you as co-vice presidents steering our ship through turbulent times, but very safely towards the 2027 anniversary. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So thank you very much, everyone, for your trust and support. And it's such an honor for me to take over from very capable president. I think we have a few we have Paul, who was also former alumni committee president with us. I think, right. Right. So I will have a term limit by the end of next year. So it's really a journey for me. I came on board before COVID, and now it's a totally different world. I was working in Beijing at the time, and now I work in Cameroon. So I wish very best of the co-vice presidents and the continuation of the committee, and I will try my best to fulfill my duty of this year. And also, I would like to request the Assembly to extend the term of Jasmine.
Exactly. Sorry, that's an important aspect as well. So my term comes to an end, and so I need also a confirmation for the next 4 years as a member. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm mindful of time. We have, in 7 minutes, a very important panel starting. So I think we will close now. If there are any questions, immediate questions, please feel free to ask now. And otherwise, we will be here for the rest of the afternoon and the night for conversations. Any immediate question? Okay, good. Then I think we will, yes? Any?
Friends, maybe not questions, but as last year there was an incredibly useful recommendation that was acted upon. It's not only questions, but also your recommendations, your suggestions, your ideas. We're going towards our 100th anniversary in just 2 years, and we want as a community to be a thriving community, participative community, and we can assure you that your ideas will be welcomed and put into practice as much as possible. So don't hesitate either to use the portal or the 2 hours that we have all together to come up with ideas. In the world that we have today, conversations and the participation of everyone are the best remedies to the polarization that we are living in. So please.
Wise words. Thank you very much, Mahmoud. And with that, we close the General Assembly. Thank you very much.